Good day, everybody. On my way back from the park with Kenzie. Just want to make a quick video about recent shakeups in Canadian politics. Of course, our illustrious leader, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, shuffled his cabinet around while it's in recess, and a couple of people got let go. A couple of people who I have opinions on. First and foremost, the criminal scumbag, sniveling coward, lying piece of garbage that is Marco Mendicino. When I see the face of Marco Mendicino, I look at him and I'm like, I knew this guy in high school. Now, I didn't actually know Marco Mendicino in high school, but he has the face of the guy you know in high school who, you know, was at a house party one time and took advantage of a girl who was passed out on a couch somewhere. That's Marco Mendicino. When you see his face, he looks like an opportunistic sexual assaulter. But I don't know if he's ever done that. He just looks like the kind of guy who does that. But I mean, first and foremost, the dude's a liar, and he always has that look on his face like he's been caught in a lie, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know if he can. He's like thinking, I can get away with this if I just deny it. But he has this surprised look on his face on it all the time, like, fuck, they all know I'm full of shit, but I gotta act like I'm not full of shit if I want to pass this off. Yeah, nobody believes a word the guy says. He is a used car salesman of a politician. Yeah, so I'm glad Mendicino's gone. Couldn't have happened to a more worthy piece of garbage. Guy replacing him, apparently from a firearm standpoint, is kind of, he's not too vociferous or very opinionated when it comes to firearms in Canada. It's just like something he doesn't really touch. I mean, he toes the party line, obviously, but he's clearly not passionate about it. Not that I think any of them are really passionate about the issue. I think most of them are just they're doing what's politically expedient, or doing what, or saying what is expected of them given their party affiliation. Anyway, yeah, Mendicino's gone. He was replaced by some guy whose name escapes me, but it's irrelevant, because as long as the Liberals in power, they're gonna push through whatever agenda they can. Another one that was removed was Omar Alghabra. If you have seen a picture of Omar Alghabra, or Alghabra, I think is his name. Omar looks like, you know those little troll dolls with the big crazy hair? He looks like a troll doll without the hair. I mean, he's got like short black hair, but his facial features, it's like his head is like squished and his ears stick out, and he's got a look of like one of those troll dolls, I swear to God. Anyway, looks aside, he's another liberal piece of garbage who's been promoted above his station, so I'm kind of glad he's gone. I will not be happy until they're all gone. What bugs the hell out of me, though, is this notion that the fact that Trudeau is even Prime Minister. I guess, I mean, he was the incumbent in the last election, but he didn't win the most seats. The Liberal Party did not win the most seats. Yet they're forming a government with the NDP, another party that didn't win the most seats. The Conservative Party, who won the most seats, should be the one, given the first option, to form a government. Now, they couldn't form a government because they didn't have anybody to ally themselves with and make an arrangement with and form a coalition with, like the Liberals and the NDP did. But if that's the case, why not just let the head of the Conservative Party be the Prime Minister with a minority government? Okay, you can't get anything done, but getting nothing done is better than having activist assholes get stuff done. Or here's a better option. If no party can clearly claim a definitive majority in the House of Commons, a majority of parliamentarians elected, there is no Prime Minister. the Governor General becomes our head of state. And any legislation that's brought forward has to be a private member's bill or a coalition member's bill. So two parties have to get together to bring forward a piece of legislation, and then everybody votes on it. Or you bring forward a private member's bill, and then everybody votes on it. But I'd be happy if there was just no prime minister for an election cycle. And I think premiers around the country would be happy if there was no prime minister. They could do the crap that they're supposed to do. Danielle Smith would be in all her glory. She'd be like, oh yes, I can finally get stuff done. But that's not how we have it. And I guess it's never been that way. William Lyon Mackenzie King, another liberal prime minister, he basically stayed in power as long as he did by forming coalitions, even though his party didn't win the majority. This idea that the Conservatives want to play by a rule that nobody else seems to recognize as the rule is just, they're shooting themselves in the foot. They need to coalesce with other parties. Now, I don't know who that would be, because the Conservatives are kind of like the only right wing, and they're not even right wing, game in town when it comes to federal politics. There's the PPC, but of course, the Conservatives are doing everything in their power not to let the PPC gain any traction, because like, no, we are going to be the de facto Conservative Party. But you can't win. You can't win at all as a single party, because, as Irving Twin is fond of saying, there's like a 40 square block area in Ontario that essentially decides how the country will be governed at the federal level. So yeah, I think it should be changed. I think it should be changed so that if no party can form a clear majority in Ottawa, there is no prime minister. That means there's no federal agenda. There's no federal government agenda for the election term, until the next election, I should say. And if they don't vote a clear majority in again, so be it. No prime minister. Our Governor General will be our head of state. The fact is, we are part of the Commonwealth. Our Governor General is given position or assent by the Crown in England, but they're basically, it's like a rubber stamp of whoever the Prime Minister puts forward. And then maybe the Governor General, if there's no Prime Minister seated, then maybe the Governor General has to step down and be replaced by maybe the Premiers. How about that? Or the Senate. How about that? The Senate has to come to a 2/3 majority on who the new Governor General will be in this time where there is no Prime Minister seated. I think all of those are decent options to having two activist parties who are race baiters, shills, grifters extraordinaire, who don't run on principles but simply run on ideology. I think it's better to have no prime minister and no federal legislative agenda than to have an agenda that's run by absolute lunatics and would-be dictators. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now. I think there will be a casual AF this Friday, or Saturday, I should say, with Irving. I'm going to confirm with him. There wasn't one last week because I was out of town. Now, the wife and I are going to see Sound of Freedom on Saturday, so maybe I'll give my my movie review in casual AF. But yeah, you all take care. Heading back home now. Hope you all have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Stay hydrated or dehydrate, because it is hot out there. And I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.